Oh, hello, hello. Welcome to Let's Talk Soul Line Dance. I'm your host, Queen Sheila, all the way from Tampa, Florida, and we're so glad that you came to be with us today. So I'm going to put on our intro, and then we'll be right back with you. So hold on, fasten your seatbelts, because our guest today is, all that, and it ain't going to be too easy. Here we go.
This your man down Tony producer. What you say now? And the line dance connection. What you say now? Tap performer. And my girl Queen Sheila. What you say now? Come on, get busy.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're so glad that you're here with us today. We have a special guest. I tell you, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I'm telling y'all right now, fasten your seatbelts, because our guest today is just going to take us there. We're going to just go on to the moon, and we don't need a rocket ship. Okay. All right. Well, before I bring in our host, our guest of today, I'm going to bring in my co-host all the way from Montgomery, Alabama, none other than Zandra Hill Coston. Hey, Zandra.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sweetie?
I am very well, thank you.
That's
How's
good.
everything going in Florida or down there in Florida?
Girl, it's hot.
No,
It's,
okay.
it's, it's hot. I tell you, it seems like I'm waiting for the cold to come, but I don't think it's going to come unless I go down up north and get some.
No, I don't think you really want the cold
No,
because
I
whenever
don't.
you all get in the 50s, y'all like, man, what's going on down here?
Coats and boots and tying it up like this. Yes, yes. I know what you mean. So, did you have a good day?
I did. I did. Kind of took it easy, so it's a wonderful day.
Okay, good, good. Well, we today I kind of just was I watched the Washington Redskins play the Dallas Cowboys, which is our rivals, and it didn't turn out really good. So about halftime, I took a nap. you know, I'm a Redskins Washington. I'm sorry, it's not Redskins anymore. I'm a Washington diehard fan. I'm originally from DC, but I'm a Washington diehard fan, and my team didn't do so good today. So I had to
Oh,
take a nap. I took a nap, but I enjoyed. I love football. I love football because I had one brother, and he used to always make me watch football with him and my dad. So that's how I kind of learned the game. You know.
okay. Well, I'm still trying to learn it, so
Okay.
not a diehard here, so
Okay. So what's your favorite sport?
line dancing.
I knew you was gonna say line dancing. I knew it. I knew it. I appreciate that. I appreciate that because Lord knows I line dance from the heart, just like you.
Oh, yes, but it's so funny when my children were actually small. I used to coach. Um, I was a coach for soccer. I coached softball,
Okay.
very even basketball.
Okay.
So and volleyball. I forgot about that one.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So now, since they're grown, it's like line dance. It's all about me now.
So it's all about you now, right? I understand.
Absolutely.
I understand. Well, we have a special guest with us today, and I am so excited. I have a new camera and it's trying to act up on top of my computer. I'm just going to bust it up. But we have a special guest with us today, all the way from Columbus, Ohio, none other than Bernard Smith. Let's bring him in. Hey, Bernard.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Oh, I forgot to give you. I forgot to give you a clap. Wait a minute. They always tease me. I'm sorry, Zandra. I forgot yours. They tease me. They tease me every week about the. Yeah, but welcome, welcome, welcome to Let's
Thank
Talk
you.
Soul Line Dance. Um, Tell us who Bernard is.
Ah, let me see. Where can I start? Uh, 6'1", 255.
Oh, you're a lightweight. No, I'm just Hey, I'm trying to move it. Too easy. Too easy. And too easy. There we go.
Uh,
Mhm. Yes.
uh, Originally, I'm a personal trainer.
Hmm.
Uh, Played football, basketball, ran track, wrestled, uh,
Wow.
boxed. I boxed open at the age of 14. So I'm
Uh-huh.
pretty good with my hands. I boxed open.
Okay.
I'm silver glove. Never made golden glove. I didn't box that long.
Okay.
Um, but I did make it to silver glove and got to spar against Buster Douglas and a few
Oh,
other
wow.
people.
That's
Yeah,
big time.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So I'm pretty good. I'm decent.
You're decent. Too easy, right? It was too
Too
easy.
easy. There you go. Gotta conquer it.
Like, I tell you, that's
You
cool.
know, uh,
Mhm.
like I used to break dance, used to do a little house, uh, did a little pop locking back in the days. So,
Okay.
I guess I might have just told how old I really am.
Uh, Please, please.
But
Yes.
dancing has always been something that me and my family always done. Like when you come from a big family, the record player is kind of, especially on weekends, it's kind of like your best friend. Like when my family
Mhm.
come over, my mother them used to open up the record player, put a record on. How you
Uh,
scoop the end tables back and the coffee table
Yes,
back, and,
yes.
and the whole front room become the dance floor, and everybody just start dancing. So,
Okay,
I'm kind of like from, got a little dancing background. So,
okay,
so
all
that's
right,
originally where my love of dancing came from. It was
okay.
something that me and my family we always done.
So Bernard, you said that you all would dance as a family. So you would
Mhm.
break even mama was break dancing?
Oh, nah. It's like back then I was like 5 or 6 years old. My favorite move was drop on the floor and start rolling all over the place.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. Wow.
So, how did you get
Cool.
introduced to line dance? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Zombie.
No, go ahead. Mhm.
uh, and I think it was 2000 and I gotta go back. It was 9, 11, about 2012, almost at the end of November. I was in a bad car accident.
Oh
And
no.
like I said before, I used to work out. So I used to compete every year here in Columbus. They had a powerlifting meet.
Okay.
Um, and so I started, got in the car accident and it injured my shoulder, this elbow. I'm showing you the arm all the way down to the wrist.
Jesus.
There's a little scar there.
Mm-hmm.
And this right arm, I had $60,000 worth of surgery done
Wow.
from the wrist to my elbow to the shoulder, and
Wow.
I wasn't able to work out. So a friend of mine, her name is Crystal Carrera, and she had a line dance class. And I said, "What we gonna do? Go do the wobble all night?" I didn't know. And they was like, "Nah, she do line dance fitness." And I said, "Line dance fitness." So I originally started out doing line dance fitness
Okay.
to keep my weight under control because I wasn't able to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a year later, I joined a group called the Men in Black.
Okay.
And I was the youngest member ever inducted in it. It was a senior line dance group. And
Okay.
at the time I was 50, I think I was like 53, 53.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, 53. And I was the youngest member ever inducted in the Men in Black because it went
Okay.
from 60 to 90 years old.
Wow. That's something.
Yeah.
That's really something. So you never know, where this line dance journey could take you.
Exactly.
You know, you
What
never.
made you pursue the Men in Black?
I used to go in, and watch them dance and be like, oh, okay, that's what, and they were really, what I want to say, like the way the gentleman danced. I gotta go back. I gotta go look back in my old phones, and I gotta show you. I think I got a couple of pictures of us dancing on Facebook, like my first 2 years of line dancing, and they was very dapper.
Okay.
You remember? Do you feel me? Do
Mm-hmm.
you feel me? Do
Yes, the song.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we danced to like songs like that. Do you feel
Okay.
me?
Okay.
Spotlight. And some of the
Mhm.
moves were choreographed and some weren't. So it was choreographed and hustle at the same time.
Same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you, and I mean, like, we were the spotlight of Columbus, Ohio. Wherever the Men in Black went,
Uh-huh.
everybody came. We got to dance at the casino when they first opened up.
Okay.
And so that really gave me exposure of dancing in front of people. So
Okay.
so that
So
was
Okay.
what
really
made them bend the rule and allow you to come in at 53?
yep.
But I'm
Uh
saying, what caused them to bend that rule?
they did James Brown's, like a James Brown kind of skit, and
Mhm.
I was the only one that could jump up in the air, go down in the splits, and come up and spin.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so
So go ahead.
yeah,
What age group do you teach? I mean, what do you teach seniors? Do you teach kind of a variety, and then do you teach beginner, intermediate, or advanced, or all?
I do all three.
Okay.
Yeah, all my classes. Like on Mondays, I do a senior class from 10 to 12. Then
Okay.
later on, I teach at a church on Monday nights from 6 to 8:30, all levels. And that goes from 50 all the way up to 75.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
so how are you able to balance that when you have that variety in one setting?
Right now, before you answer that,
One level.
we want to welcome our co-host. I'm sorry, Zandra. We want to welcome our other co-host, Marquise. He was lost. He was trying to find his way to restream. Hey, Marquise,
Hey,
hold on, Marquise, hold up.
embarrassing. Come on, it's embarrassing, guys. It's embarrassing.
I had to give it to you, Marquise. I had
Hey,
to give
what's
it to
up?
you.
Hey, B Smooth, what it do, brother?
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
Marquise? What's
everybody, how
up
you?
with you?
All is well, all is well. Hey, apologies too, man. We just came back from North Carolina with TCH, if anything.
Okay.
So, I forgot what day it was. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's all right. We're glad that you made it. It's good
Yeah,
seeing you.
I need a nappy nap now.
I
Hey,
was
hey,
about to
hey.
say, you act like you just got out the bed.
Hey, nah, hey, cause it's that time. I missed my nappy nap time. I got a nappy nap time where I gotta put it
Oh,
down for a
okay.
minute. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good.
Recharge.
Yeah, but I'll be right. I'll be right. What's good? How
Yeah,
y'all doing on here?
good.
I know that's right. The 2 12-hour nights. I got in there. I seen you a couple of times. You know me. I'm gonna say, get busy, y'all.
Always, always. I'm
Get
like, hey.
busy.
So yeah, definitely. But it was good. We had fun. A lot of dancing. A lot of dances I don't know. Just leave it.
Okay. So you
So
learned a lot of new stuff, huh?
yeah, I got some stuff I can bring. I'm bringing back. You know what I mean? But I know I can tell you this, boy. TCH is a whole different level. A whole different
Oh,
level.
really?
It's a lot of you guaranteed to gonna run into a lot of dances you haven't seen before ever, or even heard
Okay.
music you haven't seen before ever. So yeah,
Okay.
that's the spot to check out if anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So Zandra, I'm sorry. You had a question and
Yes.
um,
So I was asking you, how do you go about teaching a class from that has all levels in it?
uh, to me, it's real easy. You know, always your humble beginnings come first. That's beginner. You know, um, I'm a teacher, so I love to teach, especially when it comes to dancing. I always try to give history of the dance, who created the dance, and for so on. Tell you how many steps from 12 to 32, 32 to 56, 56 to and above. But we know the beginner level of advance is 64 on up. So by giving people the steps and counting the steps out, that's how I keep myself balanced. And it's just 18 steps more from each step based on the level of the dance.
Okay.
A beginner can go from 12 to 24, 24 to 36.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
Yep.
36 to 42, 42 to 56, 56 to 64 and above.
First of all, what?
So we know
Marquise know about them, the 84 count dance.
First of all, I don't even know numbers, man. Honestly, and I need to get better at that. You speaking numbers, man. Just show me the steps, what it look like, and then we'll figure out the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this guy's 64. Like, what? Man, what the dance look like, man? Stop playing. Put the music on.
You know what? Don't you think you scare people? Like you say, it's too easy, but don't you scare people when you tell them, okay, this is a 60, like pieces. That is my ultimate favorite dance. But Marquise hates that dance. He will not learn it. But now he'll do terminal reaction, but he won't do pieces. And I don't understand.
All right, so it's the music.
We say 64 steps. It's the music.
Yeah, it's the music. Cause
isn't it kind of like Baby What's Happening though?
No.
The
music makes a difference. Now, pieces was a challenging dance early on, so that's the reason why I kind of stayed away from it early on. But I never went back to it. I wasn't really drawn to it after that. You know what I'm saying? I left it at that. But it's the music, man. Because I mean, you hear the music when that song come on, you already know what type of people gonna be out there on the floor. So I leave it at that. But I say for the most part, I never say numbers, if anything. My question probably would be to you, Be Smooth, is like, how are you able to help the beginners see the dances that they think are difficult possible to learn? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just break it down in sections.
Okay.
Break it down like most dances have 3 parts in a tag.
Yeah.
So first I teach the steps. Then I give them a visual. Then third, I give them counts.
Okay.
Like how many counts is in the first part, especially if the dance is based upon the music.
Okay.
Let me see, what would be a perfect example of a dance? Woodhouse's new one.
Dayton or the other one?
Dayton.
Okay.
Like everything is based, his parts is based on the music, like 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then as soon as that's over, you hear a break. That so that's 16 counts. So it's cha-cha half turn, cha-cha left, quarter turn, cha-cha right, half turn, 2 paddles, 1, 2, then step lift, start it back over.
Okay. Real quick, let me say hi. Hello, Yvonne is on with us. We also have Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda. And we have Washita, Peaches. Hello. How y'all doing?
Hey,
and Yvonne
Queen.
Hey, I see Bonnie on there.
Yeah.
Queen. I just want to say Rhonda had tried to sick her people on me when I was at the party, just so you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so y'all gotta be careful what y'all say, because these people be trying to sick other people on you, man.
Rhonda wouldn't dare. Rhonda probably had every right to do so.
Man, that was nice to her.
I'm with you.
That was nice to her, man.
But you know what? She covered all of us tonight. I appreciate that, Rhonda.
Yeah.
That's right. Team Rod don't play.
That ain't no team. That's a gang.
I seen that. Hey, Rhonda.
That ain't no team. That's a gang. That's no team.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
And we got Carla Gray just came in from London. Hi, Carla.
Hey,
How you doing?
Hey,
Yeah,
how
she's
you
going to
doing?
be our guest coming up in a week or so. She's
Okay.
touching in from London. So, and she told us she's from Jamaica. So I was like, wow, how did you get from Jamaica to London? But you know, that's what we'll talk about when we have her on. I tell you. So,
So, Mr. Bernard,
Yes.
how when it comes down to you teaching, I'm still trying to get how you. I understand you break the dances down, which
Mm-hmm.
is good, and you give them a count, you give them a showing or a demonstration of it.
Correct.
However, I know it's too easy, but is that
Yeah.
like literally too easy?
Too
Because
easy.
I actually have more than 6 beginners in a class of students that that have been with me for a while. It's very challenging to me, to teach them, because I don't want to, I guess, like pull my beginners or first timers in a manner where they say, oh no, that's too much, I can't come back, I won't go back. And
right.
then I don't want to slow my usuals down because of the beginner. So it's like, how do you balance that?
My philosophy is each one teach one.
Mm,
Okay.
Everybody have to remember where we started. And my philosophy actually came from my third year of line dancing when I started venturing out, going to other classes. I mean, every class is a good adventure, but then you have those who they teach, but you pay them, to teach you, and the next thing like I used to be like, could you go over that again? And they'd
right.
be like, well, we just gonna go over it one more time. After that, you go to YouTube.
Mm,
I'll be like, and in my mind, I was like, wait a minute, I'm paying you to teach me now.
yeah.
And I know, when you in a class with other people that's seasoned. See,
Hmm.
I wasn't seasoned. I'm still learning. I'm getting the concept. I pick up quickly, but house, hip hop, break dance, and all that's that's more. I was a freestyler, so being freestyle and then learning from freestyle into being structured is totally two different things.
Yes, it
mhm.
is. Yes, it is. We were talking about that last week, Bernard. We were talking about the difference in freestyle and then line dance and then stepping. But I was saying I came from DC where we did swinging.
Okay,
So it's a partner dance, but as you know, if you know swing, it's just loose. I mean, the guy turn you, but basically you're doing your own thing most of the dance,
right,
except when he turns you. And so then we were talking about with line dance, like you said, it's structured. So
exactly,
everybody's doing the same thing. And so what is the difference? I mean, to me, line dancing can be like swinging because you actually can do your own thing. Once you learn to dance, you can put yourself into it,
exactly,
So you really, you can really do like you swinging. You really just putting yourself in it, but you got to learn to dance first. And then
exactly.
you can add your swag. You know what I'm saying? That's why what the problem that I have with my beginners and my seasoned people is that the beginners want to do what they see the seasoned people do, but the seasoned people usually know the dance or know most of it.
Correct.
And the new beginners or the new people that come to class, they don't even know, if I say a sailor step, they's like, there's no water in here. What we need a sailor for? Yeah, I mean, what boats in here? What you need a sailor? So that's the difference. So I understand what Zondra's asking. How do you bring all that together? How do you keep everybody's attention while you're teaching? Because some of them might already know. Say if most of them know the dance, but then you're teaching the new people. How do you handle that?
Well, I always ask the people that are seasoned to like put one on the back wall, me on the front wall, one on the left dummy wall, one on the right dummy wall, and everybody else that's new get to the center. because you know mostly new people, because you know people learn different. Some people learn visually, some needs counts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And some people need to hear the steps. So I try to put all three of them learning mechanisms together to kind of help speed people along, but don't rush them. But the key ingredient is patience, and have
Woo!
people
Yes,
that's
Lord.
patient as well. Because what I always remind, even at my events, I always tell people I can't line dance without you. If I'm out there by myself, I'm just showcasing.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes every one of us to be able to line dance.
Okay. That's good. That's a good philosophy. Good something to remember. You know, I used to when we used to have dances every month, and now we kind of cut back to like every other month. Since the pandemic, of course, everything slowed down. But my team always wanted me to be out there and calling out the steps. And you know, you can know a dance really, really good. But when you get out there and you're tired, you done set up, you done decorated, you done, set up the registration and all of that. Now they want you to get out there and dance and call out the steps. It's not always that easy.
Nah.
And people don't, even though like Mr. Sexy Man, let's say, I'm just throwing something out. No, Marquis' favorite, shake a tail feather. No,
Okay. Oh, is it? Okay, I got to remember that.
No.
no, he said shake a tail feather. I mean, you can say, no, we're going to the right, but now one person is to the right is another person to the right is, oh, I mean, everybody's different. And so them 4 steps to the right can be done 1,000 different ways. You
Exactly.
know, so we just tease Marky. That's not his favorite dance. Marky just he doesn't do that dance. I don't say he doesn't like it. I'll say he doesn't do that dance.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you. I like that phrase better.
Yes, he just doesn't do that dance. But,
So how do
yeah.
you select what dances you want to teach for the class? And when you do select them, are you basing off preparing them for events and travels, or you just kind of like how do you make that decision of what dances you want to start teaching in these classes?
Based on if we're traveling to a certain area,
Mm-hmm.
or if I have guests that's coming in, I try to learn 2 or 3 or 4 of their dances. Like if they have 2 or 3 beginners, or if they have an intermediate, or if they have an advanced.
Mm-hmm.
So just based on, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's based on whoever comes to the class. Because I got a vast majority. I got about 900 stored up here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's based, and plus the new ones. If it's 1 wall, if it's 2 wall, if it's a 4 wall. So I always try to keep my beginners based on whoever comes. I always try to keep it within that 24 to 36 range.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you do? I know you probably had people ask you to teach a dance, maybe one person out of the whole class. Like how do you manage when there's dances they ask you to teach and you don't like the dance or you don't like the music? How do you handle that? And how long do you keep it in rotation if you do teach it?
I try to keep everything in rotation. Like there's not too many dances that I don't like. Uh, there's dances that I think they outdance the music.
Okay.
Okay. Now those dances, I'll be honest with you, I kind of stay away from.
Yeah.
Because those when you teach multiple levels, except for the advanced, even sometimes the advanced, my advanced class be like challenges. Okay, just say when let's just say Ghost, when Ghost first came out, during the pandemic, I was already doing it the
Right.
second week.
Right.
As soon as 3D sent me the music, I was already doing Ghosts. And people was like, oh, we can't do Ghosts. And, so I broke down that right, left, right. And because you're going back, right, left, right, then you turn. People was like, huh? I said, it's a little cha-cha in there.
Right.
So, to break that down and keep going over that part, and then trying to get them to understand how that part went and how does the count go, because it's an 8. But sometimes you just gotta keep going over it and demonstrating it. And the key is patience.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
That's the key.
Patience.
Definitely.
Believe me. And I'm gonna tell you something. My philosophy, and you know, I kind of stole it from Kenny J a little bit because I never understood what it meant. I used to hear him say, "Too easy." And when I
Uh-huh.
first started line dancing, I was like, "Ain't nothing too easy about this." You know what I mean?
Right.
But then once I got to teaching and got to understanding the boundaries of my mindset, because if I approach a dance, right, even beginner, intermediate, or advanced, you know, there's certain steps, no matter what level you dance on, there's certain moves that baffles you. You be like, wait a minute, I'm doing advanced dancing, I'm having trouble with this.
Mm-hmm.
So I always sit back and I look and I tell myself, no matter how difficult the step is, too easy. Because I got to change my mindset, not only for dancing, but for life. If
Yes.
I want to start a business, I can't think that it's hard. I got to tell myself it's too easy.
That's
So
good.
anything I approach in life, I got to tell myself that it's easy so that I can overstep those plateaus, because we can set plateaus in our life, not only in dancing, but in our life also. So we have to always tell ourselves that whatever is before us is what? Too easy.
Too easy.
So now I understand why he say too easy.
That's good.
Mhm. Yeah, and you're right. It does start with a mindset, because I was just talking earlier, Marquise, too. I was saying that in my class, they'll say, well, how many counts is this? If I say 64, everybody already say, oh, I can't do that. You know, it's just too much. Or if I say it's 3 parts and a tag, they be like, all that? You know, it's already, you know, now not everybody, don't get me wrong, not because some people love the challenge. They be like, okay, bring it on, bring it on. Then others, you know, who are not as advanced as the, you know, my seasoned dancers, they'll say, what, 3 parts? Okay, what part is this? You know, it's already, you know, so I say, oh, don't worry about how many parts it is. We're gonna get through this and y'all gonna love it. As I was teaching the other day, Pressure 305. Love that dance. I just
Oh
I
yeah.
love that dance. And I was
Mhm.
teaching that, and that part where they run and go behind and turn and flip, and they were like, we had to go over that about 12 times. But when I finished, they knew it. And that made me happy because, you know, then you know, okay, my training or my teaching is not in vain. You know, if
Exactly.
they leave and know one dance or one thing they wanted to know, you know, in dancing, then I've done my job. And that's the way I look at it.
So let me ask you this, Be Smooth. And maybe it's a lack of a better word, but let's just say it bluntly. Who is it to blame that some beginners, not all, because some probably remain beginners, but some beginners never make it to the intermediate or advanced level? Would you say it's the student or the teacher?
Sometimes they're comfortable,
And it's the
because you know I
mindset,
have
like
a
you
I
said.
have a young lady, Patricia Slade. She watched me for 2 years. Actually, she just joined Code, and she's called Step of Purpose.
Okay.
And she tells me, she said, "B, as far as I want to go is beginner." But I said, the dance you just created is intermediate. You see what I mean? She'd be like, "B, that's why I love you, because you just count everything out." I said, "Yeah." Said the steps. I said, "But guess what?" I said, "It's okay for you to be comfortable where you at." I said, "But once you get used to being where you at, then you'll reach out, because sometimes all a person needs is just a little push in the right direction."
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Because whoever told me that I be doing advanced, to me when I first started line dancing, I didn't even know that there was levels to it. I thought you just went out there, learned to dance, and did it. I knew it was some of the steps were difficult, but then I had a teacher here when I was hanging with T-Pain. You know, he kind of schooled me on some things. It's like, "Hey, B, it's levels to this."
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and that's how I started learning, started teaching, started watching, and then I tried to not make the mistakes that other teachers might have swayed me. Because have you ever went to learn a dance and a teacher burnt you on that dance, and to this day you still won't do that dance?
Queen. No, I'm just messing.
I was about to say, he said it earlier. He said he won't even do it.
You be like, nah, I don't want to do it. I'm cool.
Nah, I never had that experience. Not for sure. To be honest with you, I haven't had that experience.
Well, Bernard, I had a what do you call it, Marquise? I had, what do you call it? You call it the drill or something, the
Oh,
military drill.
oh,
I did a graduation class. So
Oh,
you had to learn so many dances and be able to do them correctly to graduate. Of
amongst your
course, nobody
peers.
failed
Amongst
because
your
because
peers.
of the challenge, they practiced and they practiced and they practiced. And Marquise, who complained so much about, oh, this and that, we got another one to learn, was the first one to graduate because he pushed himself to that level where he learned all the dances. So
Eight
um,
dances.
at first he was like, Queen had lost her mind, trying to get us to learn all these dances and doing right and this and that and the other. And then he came back and said, you know what? I appreciate that because that pushed me, to the next level. And it pushed me as an instructor because I can't teach something I don't know.
Yeah.
You
true.
know?
Yeah.
So
I
it,
think
it
yeah,
pushed me as
it did.
well.
It definitely one of the, that's one of them because you tend to when you get so far into the line dancing journey and everything else, you kind of like you said, you forget where you came from and where you started. And I think it was a moment I had where I just thought about the time when, being in part of Queen's class and the stuff she used to challenge us on to help us. I mean, even the fact that she positioned her and Soul Sliders, what's my girl name? Deidre. Her
Uh-huh.
and Deidre, and they position to the point of like, yo, Keish, you want to start teaching? Because Queen sometimes she'll go out of town and this, that, and that. I said, teaching who? Man, you crazy. Nah, Queen, you got that. I ain't teaching nothing. But it was crazy because they saw something in me before I even saw it. You feel
Exactly.
me? And I think that as a leader, we have to be on our toes. We have to pay attention to our students and each one, and even call out the ones that feel like they want to be comfortable and stay within that level. And sometimes they are not really there. It's like you said, mentally, they think that's where they belong
Exactly.
when they supposed to, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
somebody even said they often don't even tell them what level. I think my girl Demaria said that she don't even sometimes tell them what level of the dance is because we know psychologically we're gonna be like, oh, we can't do it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
one of the good things that she said she does, which I thought was very interesting, is that she said there's not one dance that I can't step that I cannot modify. So,
Right.
Exactly.
There
and I
you go.
think we as
Mhm.
leaders, we can do that to help our members. It won't be one dance that they can't do. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think we as leaders and instructors have to continue to hone and develop our crafts as better as far as teachers and find ways, creative ways to kind of get our people to step outside of their comfort zone. You know what I mean? I do embrace the beginners. We definitely need them, and they definitely know how to have fun with just those regular beginner steps. But not everybody meant to be there.
That's
You know
true.
what I
True.
mean?
That's
That
true.
that's
You just,
true.
and
That,
so,
that's a good way to put it too, Marquise.
mm,
Because like Bernard said, not everyone wants to be. I learned that from because we go to the hospitals, we do weddings, baby showers, you name it. We're performing on the big stage with Big Moochie and all that. We do all of that here in Tampa. But I was gonna say, somebody I thought was ready for the performance team told me, I don't want to do that. I just want to come and dance. So
mm-hmm,
then I said, okay,
mm-hmm,
because when that person is ready, then they'll let me know. Do you agree?
mm-hmm,
Or
yeah,
Yeah.
if they ever want to move up to the performance level, then
mm-hmm,
they'll let me know. And if not, they'll just stay in the class and dance because that's what they want to do. And it's okay.
right,
It's
It,
okay.
it
You
really is. Uh, but still at the same time, you got to let them see the greatness within them. Like you can see it, but they have to be able to see it also.
Right, exactly.
Right.
You know, when it comes to that, when they, you know, when they kind of seriously say, hey, B, I don't think, I'll be like, I said, you can in due time. I said, because it's what? They be like, too easy.
Easy.
You know what I mean? So I always try to get the conversation back to the mindset of anything that you approach in life is how you approach it that makes it easy.
Right.
Yes.
I say even in that, bro, I still couldn't see it. Like to be where we at right now, bro, I could not see it. The only way I end up getting myself positioned in teaching, the only way, I was in Angie class, Angie Causey. And I used to see Dancing the Queen, though. I used to see dances, and I come to their class and say, oh, look at this dance I just saw on YouTube, and I show it to them. They're like, oh, that's nice, it's nice, and everything else. But it started off in Angie class, I know for sure, because she said, like, oh, that's nice. All right, now teach it. Just like that. Now teach it. And that's just how it always went. I see a dance I like, and I come over, I teach it over to Angie, and I come over to Queens. Queens like, man, we even to do that B-Boy Nation.
But there's too many steps. They're too high.
And you know, I learned Be More Nation. Remember the video that I showed you, Marquise, that we post all the time. I did Be More Nation. Now I couldn't tell you where. I could tell you where it start, but where it end, I'm not there. So we learn so many dances that we forget. You know, you forget sometimes the steps if you don't do them all the time. Real quick, I want to say hi to Tanya. She said Ohio in the house.
Hey, what's up, Tanya?
Hey. And Natasha Cash, how you doing? Welcome. She said,
how y'all doing?
Be pushed into their destiny. That's what you were just saying, Marquise. Some people need to be pushed into their destiny.
Yeah.
And she also said, change your mindset. I love it. Carla says she's good, and Rhonda says 2 up, 2 down.
Don't listen to that. Don't listen to
that's
that.
Marquise.
Don't even listen to that, man.
Hey, Tanya.
Gang sign.
That's a personal thing. The 2 up,
that's
2
the
down.
Negativity. We're gonna ignore that right now.
That's all right. That's all right. She can get a whooping.
Okay,
For real.
Y'all gotta get off my girl Rhonda. She represents.
Hey, B, be careful, man, because some people do be watching on here. So
it's all right. Rhonda knows she my girl. I know I ain't gonna make it to the UC Awards this year because it's sold out.
Okay.
I seen a thing where
let's get him a it's sold out. That's great. That is great.
She told me don't start.
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna show y'all something.
Having so much fun.
This is one of my philosophies. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna show you something. Hold on. And y'all gonna say Bernard is crazy. Hold on.
We already say that, B.
Is he taking off his belt?
Yeah. Wait a minute, I gotta show y'all something. Hold on.
Okay. You're doing a lot right now, bro. You're scaring us.
Right after this, we're gonna move on in our program because we got a lot of stuff to cover. So let's see. Okay, demonstration.
Don't whoop nobody.
Don't whoop nobody.
Lord.
That was one of my birthday gifts this year because I kind of run my class like I'm the father of the class. And if you don't get it right, I said, what's going to happen? They said, we're going to get a whooping. I said, exactly. So it's all in fun to help break the monotony of what I can't do.
Okay.
Remember how we used to sit at the table and we do the math problems? I can't do it. You know how your parents kept on going over it with you so many times, and then when you could get the concept, but all of a sudden when they got that belt, what happened?
You can learn.
Yeah.
You learn a whole lot of stuff. You can really learn a lot of stuff.
You get traumatized. That's what happened.
No, so I try to apply humor, laughter, fun, but also be technical, but at
Okay.
the same time, loving and caring and
Yes.
patience. I'm trying to tell you, patience. You know, my class went from 15 to 50 to 60.
Okay.
I can have 50 or 60 people at all levels,
Okay.
each one teach one.
Mhm.
Hmm?
That's the never forget where you came from.
Mhm.
Because you know, you got some people once they get to a certain level, they can't do a beginner dance. And I say I understand why.
You said
Because
Marquise? Is that what you? No, I'm saying. Go ahead.
you know, like
I love you, Marquise.
like because in life there always have to be balance.
Right.
Mhm.
So guess what? Me doing all levels keep me balanced. You know, I
Okay.
can do a beginner dance and it still be a beginner dance, but guess what? I know that beginner dance because sometimes I want to dance without thinking. I
Right.
just want to have
Mm.
fun.
Yes.
Woo,
I just
yes.
want to dance.
Yes.
Yes.
Then I can do that intermediate dance where I can still have fun, don't have to think as much. Or once I get to that advanced dance, I'm
Mhm.
already in the zone. I zoned out. And to be honest with you, some advanced dances I don't even have to think no more because it's just a flow thing now.
Right.
Because I did beginner, intermediate to advanced.
Mhm.
Now I'm just flowing. I'm moving. I'm in the zone. And guess what? Nothing exists. Nobody but me and the music.
Mm. Say so. Yes. Yes. Well, y'all, we can talk all day, but we have to move on. First,
Oh, okay.
Bernard, I want to tell you, don't forget to add Let's Talk Soul Line Dance to your bio.
Okay, got you.
It's been so good talking to you. Don't go nowhere. So now we're going to have our trivia break. Who wants to go first today? Who's got the first trivia? We're
I
going to
have
give away
one.
some money. Okay, Sandra, go ahead.
What is one of Bernard's philosophies?
All right. That's a good one. What is one of Bernard's philosophies?
That's an easy one, right, Marquis?
Yeah.
So funny.
Okay. Marquise, you have one?
No, I don't have one actually.
Yeah. But while they're thinking about that, I want to go back to, I know you said that you asked your beginners to go to the center of the floor when you in your class.
Mm-hmm.
You have a problem with them like coming there, or do you always kind of see them want to fall to the back?
Most beginners like to go to the back,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
most beginners struggle from the back
Yeah.
because they don't feel comfortable.
Right.
And this what I get on my people because people learn better when they feel invited.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That you're not slowing down the class.
Right.
Everybody has to be. It's nurturing because they're beginners. There
Right.
are babies, so we have to nurture them. We have to make them feel comfortable and confident. That's what really helps. Because my beginners, beginners,
Mm-hmm.
after I have them for a year or two, you can't even tell.
Okay.
Right. That's
And that's
right.
how it should be. That's how it
That's
should be.
right.
They can
Because
grow.
I know, right. And I know one of the things that I took away from the podcast a couple of weeks ago when we had Rhonda on, she was saying how she just do a dance. She just teach a new dance, period, that puts everybody on the same level.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes, that worked for me because when I actually implemented it like the following day, and it kind of smoothed the class out, and everybody is learning the same thing at the same time.
Yes.
So,
I did that on Thursday too. That was
yeah,
good.
but that
Thank
is
you, Rhonda.
something that
But
I have seen and often see is that the beginners always try to go to the back, even though you're encouraging them to come to the front so that they can see at your feet and things of that nature. But they always try to go to the back.
So how
Another
do you
thing,
handle?
I tell them to come to the middle. I'm sorry. I tell them to come to the middle too, because whatever way you turn, especially if it's more than a one wall dance or the
Mhm.
dance that takes you to several walls, whichever way you turn, there's someone in front of you to follow. If you're in the
Exactly.
middle,
If
if
you're
you're in
in
the
Yeah,
middle,
but
if
you
you're in the
know what?
back, when you turn around, you're in the front and you don't know what you're doing.
Right. But this is what's funny.
Mhm.
That's true. If you can put people on the different walls, but I
Mhm.
have noticed that they still try to turn around to see, and I'm like, no,
At the
no,
leader. Yeah.
watch the person in front of you. And
Yes.
then instead of them watching that person, they're watching the person beside them. They're looking all over the place.
Mhm.
And then they try to turn back around to see, well, what are you doing?
Right.
But like you said, patience.
Yeah.
That
My
is a
classroom
virtue.
has mirrors.
And it
So
is,
I can see
and it
everybody.
is,
They
it's,
still try to hide. Even with the mirrors up there, the mirrors on the front and the back wall, they still try to hide, you know.
So
And I'm like,
do you give them something in between classes to review? Like if you're teaching them a dance and stuff like that for your beginners, do you give them something in between class before the next class for them to review that dance that they go over or something like that? Or how does that work?
It'll be the list, like the list that we did for that day.
Mm-hmm.
That's even from the beginner all the way to the advanced.
Okay.
It's their choice to look over it and go over it. And plus, I try to keep them challenged.
Okay.
Like, let me see, about 3 weeks ago, beginner class. Everybody said, Bernard, let's do woman. Let's do woman. I said, nah, this is the beginner class. And then everybody was like, then all the beginners said, nah, we want to learn it. We want to do it. And I was like,
mhm,
wow.
Mhm.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Just that little bit of encouragement.
yeah.
Because,
So Bernard, go ahead.
oh, I'm
Oh, you
sorry.
see that
That's not
Douglas Hawkins said, "Hey, what's happening, bruh?" And
Hey, what's
X-Man,
happening? What's up, Doug?
and
X-Man, what's up?
and then Carla Gray say, I tell them that people will be watching them if they stay at the back. That's what she does in her class. That's the Carla from London. She said she
Oh,
tells
okay.
her new people if they stay in the back, that everybody will be watching them. So they got to get up in the middle so they can learn. That's good. The thing that bothers me is if I say, okay, how y'all doing? Everybody have it? You need me to go over it again? Everybody's looking at me like I'm an alien. And nobody says nothing. But when we do the dance, they don't know it. And I'm like,
Be,
what is wrong with saying, can you go over it one more time? Can you do that
because
again?
because this is what I've noticed, even in my class. I say no question is a dumb question. I said, if you ever been a student of higher learning or not higher learning, I learned this from my professor. He said, you're spending money to be here, correct? I said, yeah. He said, so why are you not asking questions? He said, the dumb question is the question that you don't ask. The
Mm.
smart question
Good.
is when you ask. So I tell
Mhm.
my class, no matter what, if I have to go over it 150 times, this is my class.
Mhm.
Mm.
And if you don't get it, it's on me. If I go over it and
Right.
go over it and you don't
Because
get it, it's on me. It's
because
something
number
I'm not
one, my
doing right.
job is to teach you.
Exactly.
Because I see sometimes people get a mindset. They'll say, the people over here in this class, Bernard, they learned 20 dances. I said,
Right.
that's good. I said 20 dances versus the 5 that you nailed versus the 20. I said, out of that 20, they only remembered 3. But
Mhm.
guess what? You know 5.
Mm-hmm.
I relate that too when you go to one of these dance weekends when they have the big weekend party,
Mhm.
and they have so many instructors, because I was guilty of that several times. You have so many instructors that's teaching all these dances, and you leave, you're like, okay, I got a piece of that one and a piece of that one. Where it's better to just have 2 or 3 and give them a lot of time so that everybody can learn the dance and leave there knowing it. I think that's better, and that's something that I had to learn. Because I
Yeah,
want to invite everybody I know to be an instructor at my event, but you can't.
that's
Can't
true
do
because
that.
I'm guilty.
Okay.
But for me though, when I guess I have a different motive. When I go to these workshops, I don't intend to learn all their dances. Not right there, at least, because it'd be first thing in the morning. And like you said, Queen, you have 4, 5, 6, 7 instructors, and they all not teaching at the same level. You know
Right.
what I mean?
That's
You
true.
got
Mhm.
different levels. So I ain't gonna lie, I pick and choose the ones I like. And if it's one I really like, I'm gonna learn it right then. And one I kind of like, I'm gonna get a gist of it, but I'm gonna make sure I take notes so I can take it back home and lock it in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just too much. Most of the time, I spend my time just interacting with people throughout the midst of it all at the same time. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you gotta have a plan. You gotta have a plan. You know what I mean? So that's just me when I enter it. So, quick shift. Oh, B. Question. The line dance community. I didn't catch how long you was in the community. Been line dancing for a while. If anything else, what has changed based off from the time you've been in to now, and what could we do differently to continue to um, elevate, evolve the actual line dance community itself?
That's a good question.
He was like, wait a minute.
He went to Google and got that one.
Nah,
You
nah,
know, that's
nah.
why
Good
he
question,
couldn't
Marquise.
ask
Good
one of
question.
these- Right. That's why he couldn't do a trivia question, because he was over there pondering on what he could ask you. And you know, I'm really surprised. I'm trying to give you a little time to think about it, Bernard. Okay.
No.
So I'm really surprised that nobody thought of or
I'm
answered.
not. I'm not. Just so you know, I'm not surprised because it's your question.
I'm so surprised.
Nobody answers your question.
Nobody answered it
No,
yet.
I'm trying to make you think about your answer to Marquise. Okay.
Mm.
I'm really surprised that nobody has responded. What's one of his philosophies? I'm like, really? That's
Right.
so easy.
That's the one for some money now. So y'all
Yeah.
tuning in. Make sure you answer so you can win some money.
That's it.
Mhm.
Come on, Miss Helen. Tell us. I know she out there on Facebook looking. So
Okay.
go
Hi,
on
Miss
and tell us,
Helen.
Miss Helen, what is that philosophy? One of his philosophies that he shared with us. Okay.
Waiting for someone else to answer.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay, I hear. I knew she knew.
Wanda, man,
Okay,
she's something
I
Wanda.
knew she knew.
She's something
Wanda
else.
said she was trying to give y'all a chance, but see what happened was.
She be using that line a lot too, man. I ain't falling for that either.
But no, that's my girl. I'm telling you, she's so thoughtful. She's always
Okay.
thinking about the other person.
Okay. I have a trivia question, and I'm going to move on to some of the other stuff so we can get through this tonight. But what is the first type of dance that Bernard did when he started dancing? What was the first type of class or whatever that he joined in dancing? And while you're thinking of that, we're going to do our shout outs. We're going to go move on to our shout outs. You have any shout outs, Bernard? People you like
Yeah,
to shout out to?
I just like to shout out to everybody, because the
Okay.
pandemic has been such it's really hurt a lot of our line dance brothers and sisters, families, loved ones. I'm just want to give a shout out to everyone I haven't had a chance to sing, talk to, speak to, visually see. I just want to see everybody. Hope I see everybody on the dance floor. Especially my sister. I call her. We used to call each other Batman and Robin. My girl Deborah down there in
Okay.
Jackson.
Okay.
We got to dance. That was my first collab, was with Deborah. So
Okay.
I haven't seen her in a while. I see her on Facebook. I seen her post something. I was like, hey, sis. I just want everybody to be well. And whatever
Okay.
you're going through, you can dance through.
Oh yes, that's
God
so true.
never
So
give
true.
us
I like that.
too much that we can bear, for real,
Yeah.
because dancing is the number one stress reliever.
Yes.
It'll save your life, really.
Oh yes, yes it will. All right, y'all have any shout outs? Marquise, Sandra?
I'm
I
still
think
waiting.
Bernard has covered it.
I'm still waiting on the question he gonna answer for me.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I
Okay, that's right. Get your question in.
You know what I love from the time that I first started line dancing to now. There's, let me see. I really don't. Some of it I really don't want to touch on. The political part of it is that the dancing.
Okay.
Let's say from the time 2 years being a beginner, then going in creating your own creativity. What I've learned as being an instructor, like I'm gonna say it again, number one is the patience. Number two, when it comes to creating a line dance, and I understand some things that some of the I call them the gurus of line dance, like let me see, Ed, Kenny J, those that's been Sandstorm, who's been around for 30 years. Those is like kind of the people I kind of listen to, who's been in the game the longest. Sometimes, some people be like, oh, such and such, you got to dance to this, such and such, you got to dance to this, such and such, you got to dance to this. And then one day me and Doug talked. He said, hey, Bernard, like, there used to be like 4 or 5 line dances to one song, because everybody was all over the different places. So sometimes when people came to one spot, it'd be like 3 or 4 dances to one dance, and everybody just shared the dance floor. And to me, I think that's where creativity comes in, because everybody has their point of view of whatever God gave them to give in their heart to do steps to a certain dance. So I always say there's dances that people like, there's dances people ain't gonna like, and there's some dances people just ain't gonna do.
Right.
So just evolving from line dances is just learning what you like, what others like. Just be respectful, just be mindful, and always, I think most of all, be kind.
Okay.
And respectful
Yes.
to one another, because we have nobody but us. And one thing I can say about urban soul line dancing is one of the biggest movements we have right now.
I received that. Yes. Yes.
Because through it, we can come together in love. Come together in love. There should never be separation, but come together in love. And through this, living proof, God has opened up doors, blessed. We do school back to school. I raise money for the homeless. I raise, through the grace of God, through line dancing, things I never thought of ever doing. For the last 5 years, do a toy drive. And support families that's been burnt out of their homes. God has opened up doors that through line dancing, ways and help people in our community. You know what I mean? And so that's what God has blessed me to bring to the table through urban line dancing. And those are the things that help change me, my mindset, to be able to help those who can't help themselves. You know what I mean?
Now, Bernard, one other thing, because I know we got to get off of here, but Rhonda wanted to know, how did BET come together?
That's my question too.
BET, man, I'm gonna tell you,
all 3 of y'all ain't the same. I ain't got the same flavor or nothing. So I'm trying to understand this.
Hey, you know what it is? It's Smooth with house and the man with 1,000 moves. For real. I mean, like, it was, me and Tanya, to give you history on that. Stefan's event, I went down there. It was before the pandemic. It was the last one he had in North Carolina. Tanya said, hey, Bernard, I'm going to be in North Carolina, and I want to know if you will be an instructor at my event, because, I got a house line dance too.
Okay.
And it's called Smooth Fade. Check it out. Smooth Fade. It's a house line dance. It's a one
Okay.
wall dance. Yeah, it's advanced. It's advanced, but it slowly goes into advanced. It starts off beginner and then it gets a little tricky. But
Okay.
and you know, Tanya does house. And she said, I would love for you to come and teach Smooth Fade. And I was like, oh, okay. But you know, because of the pandemic and everything, it didn't go through. So the following year, when we was going out, I was in Houston. Tanya came to Houston, and you know, and I had to teach in Houston. And so from that point on, we just became really that's my best buddy. I mean, number one, my biggest supporter. Like she really gave me that nudge. She really believed in me. She said, man, you is smooth. I was like, am I really? You know what I mean? And so that's why I said sometimes everybody need that little push in the right direction. And you know, like Earl, right? So when I met Earl through her, Earl was like, you ain't all that. I said, you ain't all that neither. But it's all in kinship and fun shit.
Right.
And you know, me and Earl's biggest argument is, I said, Earl, you know more, and he does. I don't care. I know 900. Earl know about 1700.
Okay.
He didn't get the Turbo Man award for no reason. Every time I look up, Earl know a new dance, and I'm like, Earl. He be like, I said, Earl only know 900.
But yeah, we have got to move on. We are like 6 minutes over, and I
Okay.
just love talking with y'all.
Okay.
I want to do a shout out to the Line Dance Connection. I always let everybody else do their shout outs, but I want to give a shout out to my team, the Line Dance Connection, and I motivate them because I'm queen, but they're all royalty. So it's
I
part of the
know
royal
that's
family.
right.
Yeah, so I lift my team up that way. I want to thank Marquise and Zandra for being my co-host this week. We have had so much fun, and most of all, I want to thank you, Bernard, for coming on.
Oh, you're more than
Do
welcome.
you have any quick announcements before we move on? Anybody? I know Marquise' event is sold out. Marquise don't be yarning on us. His event is sold
Well,
out.
it's all right. It's all right because y'all gonna feel that cold front come down that way in Tampa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
That'll
I'll
wait
be down there to put some
Yeah.
ice on that dance floor.
Oh, okay.
Don't get burned up down here, boy.
I'm
Ever in the
coming.
Tampa Bay,
I'm
ever in the Tampa
coming.
Bay area, you gotta look us up, Bernard. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna move on. Donation. Go ahead. Donations. We accept donations via Cash App, the LDC. No amount is too small. I take that money and I give back to everyone when we do the trivia. So far this year, I have given all the money. So if you multiply 52 weeks times $20 a week, that's a lot of money. But God has blessed me, so I keep doing it because that's how He gave it to me. We're going to move on to the dance of the week, the dance of the month. Bernard, you have the dance of the week. I think you gave us was Be No More, correct?
Be no more.
Yeah, Be No More. The letter B, no more. That's the dance of the week that Bernard wants us to look at. Marquise, what's the dance of the month? Challenge of the month?
Be smooth. I need you to get on that Jack Bowers ASAP.
Okay.
Jack Bowers is the dance of the month.
That's the name of it? Jack Bowers?
Yeah, Jack Bowers. Bauer. Rhonda, you hear this too. You too, Rhonda. We already had to talk about this. This is not just for the students, it's also for instructors, choreographers, and everyone to be a part of this. So
is there a modification for senior citizens?
Yeah, when you find out, you got to let me know what it is so we can spread the word. But yeah, Jack Bowers done by Jerome Bentley.
Okay.
Yeah, you already know.
Okay.
So when you post it, just tag me and I'll share it to our group page. Whichever is easier. So yeah, end of the month.
Thank you. We're gonna
Marquise,
if you get the music, send it to me. If Earl don't get it to me first.
It looked like Yvonne may already know it. So Yvonne, go on and tag Marquise with it, okay?
She got the music. I sent it to her too. So I'll be waiting on Yvonne as well too. She got the music. I sent it to her.
Okay. So we ask you to like, share, subscribe to Let's Talk and subscribe, excuse me, to Let's Talk Soul Line Dance so we can keep this podcast going. And believe it or not, this podcast is growing because of you, because of our viewers, because of our interviewers, because of our interviewees, because of all of you tuning in. Believe it or not, God gave me this so that we can get to know. I did not know Bernard. I've heard of him, but I did not know his face. So now when I see you on the dance floor, Bernard, I can say, I know you. You know, I can come up and speak to you, give you a hug and say, hey, bro, how you doing? And that's what this platform is about. So we can get to know one another. Because like you said, something you said I really like. You said soul urban line dance is growing so big. But you know what? We don't recognize how big it is. Because every time you say, I teach line dance, somebody say country. No, I don't teach country line dance. I teach soul, hip hop, urban line dance. So it's growing, but we have to believe in it first. We have to be first partakers and let everybody know how much we believe in it, how much it means to us, so that they can catch on fire with us, and it'd be a big, big explosion then, you know. Yeah, I think I went through. What did I miss? Did I miss anything?
No, I think you covered it all.
Oh, Bernard, if someone was interested in joining your class in Ohio, can you tell them how they can get in touch with you?
Oh yeah, Facebook. That'd be the best way. Always have flyers on all my pages. I got about 3 different pages. As a matter of fact, my page, Bernard Smith, and then we have a code page, and then we have an Ohio Jams page for all the classes that I visit in Ohio. We post all the different places I go to and dance. And then I didn't know y'all know, but you know I also have a class in Querétaro, Mexico too. Also, a salsa dancer contacted me over 1.5 years ago that wanted to start line dancing. I thought she was in New Mexico, but she's in Querétaro. So I sent her videos to learn, and she started me a group in Mexico.
That's nice.
Okay, that's a blessing. And see, that's how you know that we're doing something that's good, because it's spreading. It's really, it's like what's this thing we just went through, the virus?
Yes.
It's like the COVID stuff. If like you said, each one teach one, then it can spread. It can keep going, and line dancing, hip hop, soul line dancing can be the biggest thing out there. It is, but we just don't. The people don't catch on like everybody else do. I don't know why. They don't. But when they see us at a dance, I went to a dance last night, and everybody wanted my card, and I'm like, I live right here. Well, I teach right here in Tampa, where y'all at, but y'all never, you never show interest. So it's really good. It's really good. I'm so excited about line dancing that I just want to tell everybody. And I made my business. I go to Walmart. I'm taking 5 cards with me. So 5 people will get my card. Whether they never come to my class or not, they'll know about it before I leave Walmart.
Don't you be dancing in the alleyways? I know y'all do that. I know I ain't the only one. I dance in Kroger's.
I know. I'm like,
I dance in Walmart. I be dancing at the gas pump.
Okay.
Inside the gas station. People be like, what's that? I'll be like, I'm line dancing.
Okay. I did Shake a Tail Feather last night for Marquise. We was jamming.
I like Tail Feather too.
I did it just for Marquise. I thought about it. And Marquise, I saw Byron. Remember Byron Anderson? I mean Byron. What's Byron like? You remember Byron? Used to dance with us? Byron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Byron last night. I hadn't seen him in years. So we did Shake a Tail Feather, So
that's how you bring him back to him. Hit him with the Shake a Tail Feather.
But I love you. I love you, Bernard. Thank you so much.
I love you guys too. Especially my man right there. It's just a test.
It's just a test.
And thank you to all of our viewers. I don't want to start calling names. I'll miss somebody, but thank you for all of our viewers that tuned in today. Thank you to my co-host. I love y'all. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Have a great week. And if I don't talk to you before then, a Merry Christmas. I'll see y'all next Sunday. But Merry Christmas to everybody, and have happy holidays. And if I ever can do anything for you, just let me know. I'm
I
on
got
Facebook.
you.
Remember, it's Queen QW.
Okay,
EEN.
QW.
Okay.
Got you.
He said, I
And
kept typing in the Queen and it wasn't coming up. I said, did you type in QW? He said, oh, that's how you spell it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all have a
hope to
blessed
see
one.
you
Still
too
next week.
soon. All three of
Yes,
y'all. See
Yes,
if I can
yes,
get y'all to
absolutely.
come up.
yes, definitely. We would love that. We would
And
love that.
Okay.
Queen, what's your ending? Love is
But
what?
love is no good unless you give it away. So
Amen.
it's some eyes.
All
Thank you.
right.
Where
Marquise.
you at, Marquise?
All right,
See,
Bernard.
you gotta
You
do
be
better.
blessed, okay?
See, even
Until we
Bernard
meet
was like,
again.
"Amen." He came in on us. He like,
I
I know
appreciate
he
you.
wore out. Believe me.
He
Yeah.
said, he is. Yeah, but
Yeah.
thank you, Marquise,
everybody.
after a long travel for coming on. We appreciate you. And Zandra, appreciate you too, sweetie. Y'all have a blessed one.
Nice meeting you
Bye-bye.
too,
Good
Sandra.
night, everyone.
All right,
Love
Marquise.
you.
All
Much
right,
love.
Queen.
All right.
Yes.
All
See
right.
ya.
God bless. Y'all be
God
safe.
bless.
You
You
too.
All
too.
right. All right.
Bye-bye.